People use fallacies in their speeches and articles from time to time. So I think it's time to deconstruct guilt by association, one of the most common logical fallacies. Guilt by association, by definition, is to degrade something or somebody by linking it to another group that is widely considered bad or evil, saying that they all hold the same view or position. I'll give you an example. It is used when somebody says, like, Hitler was a vegetarian, so vegetarianism is bad. Vegetarianism here is degraded by adding infamous Hitler as its advocator, but in fact, most vegetarians are not as brutal as Hitler. You can find guilt by association in other statements. For example, when somebody says people who support abolishment of death penalty are criminals, since real criminals would love to see death penalties being abolished. People tend to put two groups together just because they happen to share the same or similar point of view or position. They use guilt by association to invalidate the claim of the group they're opposing. As for religion, we have seen many cases of guilt by association. When Christianity was first introduced to China, they faced some problems. Christians do not do ancestor reverence, but for most Chinese, those who don't do ancestor reverence are considered undutiful and disrespectful to their ancestors. These people are said to abandon their parents, if not grandparents. In this sense, Christians are terrible people who bite the hand that feeds them. But in fact, being a Christian who don't do ancestor reverence does not mean being ungrateful. On the other hand, there are many Christians who own happy family and they have good relationship with their parents. We have a club called Wildfire here in the campus that is aware of many issues around Taiwan. They engage in many student movements like anti-black box, anti-nuclear, and pro-same-sex marriage. Many people don't like them because they focus too much on politics. In Taiwan, politics is said to be dirty because lots of politicians have bribery and corruption and they always talk nonsense. We don't like those politicians, so when we see a group of people who are enthusiastic about politics, we regard them as corruptors to be. This is guilt by association, since we at first hand link them with guilt politicians. I've seen many hater messages about them like, you're here for your future bribery, or how much did they pay you for the politic opinion sway. These messages are to degrade wildfire by linking them with political manipulation. It is impossible to stop people from using these fallacies, but we can keep in mind that the comments with these fallacies are the invalid ones, and we can think about better statements to win over them.